What's up, guys? It's Brahma Gandhi. Back with some more choices that matter, and the sun went out. And where we last left off, I was chased by a vampire, supposedly by Eugene, my hired driver, and we learned a little bit more about Sharon and that she was hanging out with the wrong people. So I told her, it's like, oh, so you just stopped hanging out with the wrong people? Because I'm definitely the wrong person. So here's what Modi has to say. Teacher, you are implying you are the wrong sort of people. Modi had spoken aloud and Sharon burst out into laughter. Your calculator might be right. Modi doesn't like being called a calculator, I said, fighting my own laugh. Well, maybe I'm the wrong sort of people too, she admitted, and we kept laughing. We are ready, beautiful people. Eugene called from the car. Sharon punched me in the shoulder and climbed into the passenger seat, leaving me in the back. Damn it. It took a lot less time to get out to the destination than it did to lose our pursuers. Eugene pulled over in front of an office building in the heart of the CBD. To the to the ire of the car behind us, there wasn't much room for those following to get past. Thanks, Eugene, Sharon said as we hastily got out of the car. I'll call you. I didn't hear his response as he stepped on the gas, but whatever it was, it made Sharon wince. I looked up at the nondescript building and winced myself. How did you meet this boyfriend? I want to know how she met him. Sharon leveled a look at me. He broke me out. X, and yes, we can trust him. I sighed, appearing more transparent than I had hoped. Sharon led the way into the building and did all the talking. I figured it was best for me to hang back, at least for now. It seemed that we'd found ourselves in a block of upper-scale private offices. Whoever this police informant was, he was doing well for himself. I once dreamed of having an office space like this. Not that I'd be around enough to enjoy it. Teacher, I have an update from Miss Montague. Give me the gist, Modi. Miss Montague sends the different operative to chase down a lead in Tasmania. They have acquired photos that prove the hypothesis that the stars changed in appearance in times of sun outage. I have started calling it sun outage, teacher. It seems easier. The contact they question is in custody of the company. They assessed that she was a flight risk. I rubbed my eyes. It was true, other operatives were less forgiving than me. I hoped that they had secured the photos in a way that did not involve torture. I'd have to deal with that later, one thing at a time. Anything else, Modi? Ms. Montague has supplied a digital file including the photos, teacher. That is all. Don't reply, let her assume it's still unread. No, nah. Sharon motioned me over and I stepped forward. She led me to an elevator boy and pressed the button. Bay. Why did I say boy? Elevator boy. Bay and pressed the button. The elevator at the end slid open and we entered. Thankfully, it wasn't one with elevator music. I hated elevator music. What? You hate elevator music? What? How? Once we climbed into the 11th floor, Sharon led the way to welcome desk and spoke to the woman there before being directed down the hall to another polished door. Actually, now that I think about it, I do hate elevator music. It swung open before her hand fell. A huge puppy dog of a man with a ruddy face beamed at her, clasping her hands in his. Sharon, you look like you haven't aged a day, he exclaimed. I resisted rolling my eyes. It's not been that long, Damien. This is a friend. Let us in? Damien gave me a friendly look before stepping back and allowing us in. It was right on my first assessment. I doubted I'd be able to afford a couch in this office. Teacher, this man also has a emoticon device. I can, if you wish, link to it. Or with or without Mr. Damien's knowing. Do it, man. Do it. We want to know if he's going to betray us or not. Sharon kept hold of Damien's attention. It was obvious that he was still in love with her, but it had been a long time since they were together. I spotted a football trophy atop a desk, and I wondered if that was from back when he knew her. She was able to keep him from asking too many questions about me by using his own affection against him and turning it around to her whenever he asked. But finally asked, what can I do to help this beautiful Sharon? I pulled out the USB I readied this morning and laid it on his desk in front of him. There's information about a man and his cult on that disc, I said, speaking directly to him for the first time. I want to know more, particularly regarding Victor Santiago. I think he has a record. Damien raised an eyebrow, picking up the USB and plugged it in directly to his Modicon via an adapter cable. He looked over the info. It'll take me a couple of days probably, he admitted, looking up from the device. I'm just a private eye now, but I've got contacts still. I'll ring you as soon as I've got something. Sharon's smile was sweet and full of thanks. I'll look forward to it. We'll talk. I like him, teacher. You don't have emotions, Modi. Maybe. We rode the elevator back down in silence, at first. So, I started rocking on my feet. We dated in high school, and he was a massive jock with muscles as big as your face. He let out in a rush. I was like homecoming queen 24/7. It was hot. But then someone large and tattooed with a record came along, so I dumped him. I laughed, nearly choking myself as the elevator doors opened and two women joined us for the rest of the descent. Shut up, Sharon muttered under her breath, pulling out her phone to call Eugene. So what does he do now? I asked, standing on the sidewalk waiting. She threw me a dark look but relented. He was a cop for a long time, but he lost his nerve, she sighed. Like he said, he's a private eye now. Less stress, more money. That's why I thought he might be able to help. And then you two can talk, I chuckled. She looked away as if annoyed, but I saw a twist to her lip. Eugene pulled up and we both climbed into the back. Where to now, friends? He asked, flipping a none-too-pleasant hand sign out the window to a beeping taxi. Oh, he flipped on the bird. Now let's just go home. Nah, don't. We just got shot at. Just in case I was wrong and it actually is the 100th day, we don't want to lead them back. Eugene nodded in the front, navigating around a slow-moving truck. To home it is, then. I must say I enjoy this muchly. Sharon looked at the man fondly. Slowly, I nudged her and indicated towards him with a knowing look. She laughed so hard she had a coughing fit and shook her head before leaning closer and whispering in my ear, "He's gay, and so not my type." Okay, that works. All right. Okay. We got back to Sharon's place without a hitch. No sign of our mysterious biker friend. Oh, wait, hold on. That guy was gay. He could have been... Oh. He might have been hitting on me. Uh-oh. Oh. Hey, stay away. No. I was lying on my back in the lounge room when Sharon walked in with surprise, a coffee in her hand. What are you doing? She asked. Thinking. And you have to do that on the floor, you wombat? I don't even know what a wombat is, I muttered. She sat on one of the couches and turned the TV on low volume. How is the biker connected? I asked. She looked down at me. Several hours must have passed since we got back. It was now dark outside. People keep trying to kill you, she said kindly. Try to go with it. I don't think Jonathan knows anything. I'll ask Jonathan though. I sat up and rang the number Delores had given me for Jonathan. A male voice picked up, and when I asked for the captive, he passed me over. Hello, he answered gingerly. Jonathan, I'm sure you know who this is, I said without preamble. I took his sigh as an affirmative. I was followed today by a woman on a black bike. I'm pretty sure she wanted to kill me. Know anything about it? No, since this morning I've put out a statement saying I don't want you hurt, he answered. You have? How? The blog, he answered. It's still running, but anyways, I've not had any emails from crazies saying they're going to take you out. Can I go back to sleep now? I hung up on him without saying another word, frustrated. Not enlightening, Sharon asked. Not really. Ask the company, want to go out for ice cream? Maybe you'll get shot at and we can have a go at her. Sharon, if you don't stop with your boo boo. I chuckled, but if I was honest to myself, using myself as bait to draw out the biker wasn't a bad plan. Oh hell no, it is. Better to face a threat head on than let it catch me unawares. Walking a couple of streets over, we entered a convenience store and Sharon made a beeline for the ice cream tubs. Oh god. Teacher, the female motorcyclist is indeed outside the store. I froze, swinging around to find that Modi was right. Warn Sharon, man. Warn Sharon! Sharon, get down, I yelled, taking my eyes off the biker for a split second. I saw Sharon's face dawning in recognition as pain erupted inside of my head and everything went black. Did I get shot again? No, hold on. Nah. I'm mad, bro. I've been shot freaking like how many times? I've been shot at more than probably like 4 times. Okay, so either that or I got knocked out. Now, okay, so I've been drugged, which caused some brain cells to die. Chick probably just hit me in the back of the head with a baseball bat, which is going to seriously damage my thinking process. Damn it, man. Come on. I woke to see Sharon's face leaning over me, blood dripping from her nose. She better not be fucking dead. You alright, Ace? Come on, let's get you off the floor. Sharon and an attendant at the store hoisted me to my feet and I swayed slightly, touching my tender head. What the heck? Sharon! Sharon! Oh, what did she hit me with? A beanbag gun? Okay. That's not gonna cause much damage, but that's gonna leave one hell of a bruise. I had one as a kid, but it never socked anyone in the face like that. What happened? Where is she? I asked, belated. Sharon mopped at the blood with her sleeve and shrugged. I had cans of soup in my hand. I threw them, with deadly accuracy, mind you. Then when old mate here turned on the security lights, she skedaddled. She indicated the shopping attendant and I nodded my thanks, which nearly caused me to fall again. I'll get the car, she sighed as if I was a major inconvenience, leaving me leaning against the counter. She returned shortly and loaded me in the car to drive me home. Once we arrived, she had to help me up the stairs, almost carrying me before depositing me on one of the couches. How did you survive without me? Sharon asked, disappearing into the kitchen and starting the kettle. Well, less people used to try and kill me, I groaned. Teacher, Miss Montague would like an update. Tell her to mind her own business. She's gonna call and she gonna be mad. She gonna be mad. Tell her I have nothing new to report. I don't want to get her mad anymore. Look, she laughed at me, but trust me, she gonna get something more. She gonna get something. Yes, teacher. Oh my God. Sharon came back in the room and handed me a mug of coffee, which I gladly accepted. You know, I was kidding when I thought we'd have a tangle while getting ice cream, she said. I laughed, wincing at the sound grated. Yes, let's not make those jokes again. Agreed. We sat in silence for a moment while we drank our coffee, and I waited for my head to stop spinning. What are you gonna do now, then? She finally asked, leaning forward. I sighed and leaned my head back against the couch, closing my eyes. Well, without a license plate or a description, I can't really do anything about the biker, so I suppose I'll... Oh, I got the number plate, Sharon interrupted. Standing, she pulled a piece of paper out of her jeans and passed it to me. It was a receipt from the convenience store with the numbers hastily scrawled on its blank side. Right, I guess I'll deal with this then, Modi. Track the owner of this bike, please. I read the number and had Modi repeat them back to me before allowing it to start the search. I knew Delores would see the search request and hoped it would keep her off my back for a little while longer. Should I also send this information to the police, teacher? Delores can decide that. Yes, teacher. I will do these things and get back to you. Thank you, Modi. Sharon collected my mug and pulled me to my feet. Go and sleep off some of the pain. You'll feel better in the morning. Groaning again, I complied, shuffling towards the small bedroom. I didn't even pull my shoes off before collapsing onto the bed and falling asleep. Good morning, teacher. Today is... Shh, Modi, I hissed, my skull pounding. I pulled a pillow over my head. Oh, good God. I can almost feel the pain right now. I'm sorry, teacher. You asked me to wake you at this time. Should I snooze myself for an hour? I sighed. No, I'll get up now. What are we doing today, teacher? I am eager to get started. Let's check in with the expert. I'll go over Delores' photos today. I might as well do what Delores wants me to do. I staggered out of bed, showered, and put on some clean clothes. Man, you better check the back of your head. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be checking it. I'll be like, hey, is there a bruise back there or not? Noting how few of those I had, I dumped a load of my clothes in the washer and made my way to the kitchen. Sharon was waiting for me, buttering toast on the counter. How are you feeling, mate? Like hell, I grunted. I need painkillers. She tossed me a bottle from atop the cabinet, and I happily took two. What devastatingly exciting thing do you have planned for today? She asked. I don't know, I sighed. I got a report from Delores about the stars being wacky while the sun was out. I might look at that today. She gave me a hard stare. Wow, can hardly wait. Well, you're welcome to join me, I said dryly. Will do, but first I need to become human, she said, carrying her toast away with her. Shower, wake up, eat. You be patient. Yes, ma'am. Teacher, Miss Sharon is already human. I don't understand how cleaning will make her more human. You know when you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed? It's an expression. It means she doesn't feel normal until she's fixed herself up. I'm gonna see what he says for that. I do not sleep, teacher. I also do not require a bed. Therefore, I do not know this feeling. Of course not. What was I thinking? Just look up the expression. It's an expression, Modi, not to be taken literally. Just let it go. It's not important. It's an expression, not to be taken literally. Come on now. Alright, teacher. I'll look more into this expression. I will alter my databanks to reflect this. I collected Sharon's laptop and took it back into the lounge room. I connected Modi and set it to download the files that Delores had sent me. There was a lot of data which would take over an hour to download. Sighing, I opened up a news page to catch up on everything I had missed while on crusade. My eyes widened. An island in Indonesia, Nusa Penida, had suffered from a freak tidal flooding. I wondered vaguely if it was linked to the sun incident. Probably. Surely having no sun would have an effect on something like that, but I wasn't science-minded enough to know how. Also in Indonesia, a volcano in North Bali, Mount Batur, had erupted. While it was a fascinating phenomenon, I couldn't imagine how it was connected to the events I was researching. There was also a puff piece about an Italian restaurant who had recently returned from space. Italian restaurant. Oh my god. How the hell does an Italian restaurant return to space? About an Italian astronaut who had recently returned from space. It featured an amusing cartoon depicting a cat jumping on the moon and floating away forever. Teacher, the Earth's moon has 1/6 the gravity of the Earth. However, I'm not sure this depiction is entirely accurate. I keep getting emails. Sharon walked in and shook her coffee tin, silently asking me if I wanted a cup. The woman was addicted. I uncurled myself, leaving Modi on the table to continue downloading, and followed her to the kitchen. Any luck? She asked. I learned the moon has 1/6 the gravity that we do. She stared at me, an eyebrow raised. Modi told me. She continued staring. I slumped. I've achieved nothing. Sharon sighed as she watched the kettle. The stars being wanky is concerning, sure, but how is that going to help us? I shrugged, conceding her point. We'd be better off looking into why ants are so tiny or why elephants are so big. That tells us just as much. They have evolved that way, Miss Sharon. Modi, I thought I told you don't start doing that. Is that helpful to you? I laughed and accepted the mug she handed me. We drank in silence for a moment, and I gazed out the kitchen window into a neighboring park where some kids were playing cricket. So you're in Australia and you've got a day off, Sharon said suddenly. What do you do? Excuse me? Come on, she winced. We've been working hard. It's time for us to have some fun. Are you forgetting the crazed biker? I asked, incredulous. Or the photos I need to take a look at? What's the chance of her attacking in a crowded area, huh? Particularly after last night. So come on, what do you want to do? I thought about it. It had been a while since I got a day off. You know what I want to do. Come on now, you know. You know. Watch TV, turn off for a while. I like to see the sights. I can always go back to Australia. This is business. This is business. Sharon smiled. I think I can arrange that. She logged into a streaming website on her computer and ordered delivery over the phone. When she asked me what I wanted to watch, I stared at her blankly. I hadn't even looked at a TV in weeks. She rolled her eyes when I told her so. She picked out a show for me, setting it to play continuously episode to episode. Is it Bob Ross? Come on now, I can watch him all day. It was something ultra-violent and seedy and totally illogical, but fun. The delivery arrived partway into the second episode. Captious amounts of Thai food sat on the floor as we continued watching, making the meal last longer by using chopsticks. Delores called while we were watching our 5th episode and I declined the call. Whatever it was, it could wait. No! No! Teacher, this television show is not historically accurate. Vikings never had horned helmets. I actually know that for a fact. They did not. I actually know that. Don't ask me why I know that, but I just do. That is a myth. Fiction isn't always a bad thing. It doesn't have to be true to be entertaining. Yeah, it doesn't have to be true. Is this why people tell lies, teacher? To be entertaining? Sharon laughed. Modi had used the speaker, presumably because I was too busy watching the show to read the messages. Seriously, that's the kind of thing Modi asks you? Modi's inquisitive, I shrugged. Modi, people lie because they want something, Sharon said, turning back to her computer. That does not compute. Why not just ask for what they want? Sharon chuckled and I sighed. There are many reasons to lie, Modi. Sometimes it's entertaining, sometimes to get something they want, sometimes out of kindness. Why would a lie be kind? Lying is bad, isn't it? Sometimes a person lies to avoid hurting another's feelings. Would you ever lie to me, teacher? Hell yeah. Never, Modi, I promise. Yeah. I see, teacher. Sharon waved at me to be quiet. This is the good part. Modi fell silent, and so did I, becoming engrossed in the show again. Sharon was right. It was the good part. The whole day was the good part. But eventually it had to end. Teacher Miss Montague has rung 4 times. Oh, no. You know that when they call 4 times, the next time you pick up, they're going to be like, oh, where the hell you been? I don't believe she will wait much longer. I sighed and excused myself, going into the hallway and talk on the phone. Good evening, Delores. How can I help you? Where have you been? I've been calling for hours. Oh, that one. That reminds me of somebody. Insert that clip now.
Well,
Where the hell have you been? I haven't seen you in 5 months, man. I haven't seen you in 5 months. You know how long it took me 5 months to find your head ass. Where the hell have you been?
If I say busy, will you let it go? I asked tiredly. Oh! Oh! Dang. Okay. It's about time for me to end this video, so I'll make it up to the next choice. No. I sighed. Of course not. What's the problem, Delores? I have a new assignment for you. I'm sending you flight plans now. She hung up while I sputtered on the other line, presumably so I couldn't refuse. I have an email from Miss Montague, teacher. Where am I heading? I walked back into the lounge while I opened the attachment. The flight to Indonesia and less than a day away. I told Sharon what had happened. Are you going to go? She asked as she paused the show. Not if I can figure out another option. Sharon and I stared at each other for a moment while we tried to think. Alright, well, that's gonna be it. Seems like we might be going to Indonesia. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.